listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you are on this wonderful little orb where it is noon right now somewhere. Time does not exist. Welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, here on criticalmassradio.co.uk. Quick request out of the gate, just to let people know, this is a different call-in number. The number that you can call in is 347-326-9530. Again, that is 347-326-9530. And for those wishing to call in via Skype, the BTR listener number is 024. So just put BTR listener 024 in your Skype contact search. Hit search, and when it comes up, right-click it, hit call. That'll bring you right to the board. And once on the board, you can hit 1 to let me know on your keypad or the Skype dial pad to let me know that you want in the fray to have some fun here. The first thing I'm going to ask is for anyone that is actually in contact with Hannah Rose that is offering her legal bullshit advice to please stop at the peril of it being a 10,000-fold return against you. I am sick, sore, and tired of the mental psychobabble that I read from these idiots that think they know something about the law. It is pure fiction. It is pure illusion. Let that sink in for a second. It is mind-numbing to read some of the drivel that we are so far along, still listening to the free man on the land psycho-fucking maniacs, the sovereign citizen idiots that talk about common law and you must say this and you must say that. And I've been there. This is my polite request for you to shut the fuck up. You're getting people hurt. It's also my wish that, Hannah, give me a call. You are where I was 4 years ago. Unless you enjoy the test, and that's why I wanted to talk to you, because my intuitive is never wrong, and I had a gut feeling that you were going to be a little stinker in the system, and lo and behold. You see, here's what happens when you file things like notice of understanding and claim of right. What you're saying is, here I am, I'm on the spiritual radar, come and test me. If you're not ready for that test, well, you'll get tested. And you go through all sorts of traumatic experiences, you know, like having your family ripped apart, your home stolen, thrown in solitary and shit. Oh, that was me. Okay? Been there, done that. And if you want to play that game, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing and watch your life get shredded until you finally decide to go, wait a minute, maybe Kate's onto something here. Maybe there's something to how, you know, Kate made a judge bow and maybe how Kate ran 3 OPP officers off all by herself, live on the air. And the game is so fucking easy. I'm going to read a couple of comments, and I'm going to show you just how psychotic some of these people are. I deleted one because the information was just legal psychobabble. You know, I'll leave nasty posts up before I leave that shit up. You know, you can throw fear porn. That's the worst kind of fear porn. Thinking that there's remedy in the system and that there's a certain way to handle... There's only one way to handle these fucking goons. Okay? They're trained, guys. They're trained automatonic robots. They have but one mission, and one mission only. And then they can do whatever the hell they want. All they need is your admission slip. And that admission slip is the consenting to be a legal name that does not, has never, and will never belong to you. It was shanghaied. I'm not going to get into the difference of what your real name is versus the fictitious, dead, whore of Babylon, mark of the beast commerce legal name that you think is yours because you have a piece of paper. Are you a piece of paper? Are you two-dimensional, or are you a little bigger than that? Can you actually think outside that box? Whoever told Hannah Rose about affidavit of truth is a rhetorical moron. An affidavit is truth, dipshits. But it's a lot more than that. Everything you write, you are confessing to be a fraudulent slave. Until you know who you are. Now, if you want to keep playing the slave game, please knock yourselves out. I'm just going to say told you so every time something happens. Told you. Told you, told you, told you, told you. Been there, done that, blew up the mine, okay? Imagine you're going for a job. And it's one you've always wanted. And you go in there and your first day on the job. And you've got some people that have been there, 3, 4, 5 or longer, years longer. Are you going to come in and start telling them about how the job goes? Or are you going to observe and listen and be silent and actually listen to the experience of those that have had that job for a while? So that you don't end up, say the job has very dangerous elements to it where you might get wiped out. Pay attention. Those of us that have been working this, quote, job, spiritual freedom, for a while, have uncovered a couple of things ahead of you that might be of vital interest to you if you're concerned about your reality and your safety. When you get here, safety is not a concern any longer because it's an entirely different game. Mama, Papa, Universe has your back, and no harm will come to you. But while you're in belligerent fight mode, no, you're on your own. That's where I just call you Lucifer. Okay, here we go. Let me just go down here. I want to share some of this stuff. And Jacqueline, great post. I'm actually going to ridicule the warning to all my friends comments, and in a very nice way. Because I want to show you how desperate and afraid the system is, and how quickly it is collapsing around you, right? Because the only thing these guys have got is fear. It's the only thing they have. You lose the fear, they're toast. They're absolutely toast. I'm just going down here. There was a video that Hannah had posted, and I didn't get through all of it, Hannah. I've heard the story too many times. Strip search and all the rest of it. Been there, done that. So I don't get into the literals. And that's why I want to have a chat with you, hon, and get you sorted out so that you can start retraining these monkeys and have some fun. And be left alone. Because all the paperwork that you sent in that some free man on the land or sovereign guru fucking moron has talked you into doing is exactly what you should not have done. But it's part of the journey, the contrast. You didn't make a mistake. I did the same thing. Anyone that's been in this game at any level has done something like this. Okay? Because I've had enough of the system. I'm taking full responsibility for myself. And just when you think that, supposedly, the people of your society, the mayors, the cops, and the ministers, and all the rest of these, police and everybody that are supposed to be the ones that you look up to are actually fucking parasites that are feeding on you. It's a bit of a culture shock for most people. Oh, I can't believe that. That's your problem. You better. Don't believe it. Know it. It's that simple. What you have is a world monopoly on soul stripping through the carrot called money, commerce. But where was it? This one's in from Dan Bailey. I'm going to call you out, Dan, just to show you how fucking childish this is, how easy it is to get past. Absolute scum. I hope you get justice for how these power-crazed fools have treated you, Hannah Rose. If everyone would take a stand and unite against this corrupt, unjust system, the world would be a better place for all. I hope you get everything sorted. Much love. The stand's easy, but I'll put $5 on. You won't fucking do it. You gotta lose the name. But, Kate, but, I'm gonna write a song called But, Kate. I think that'll be a hit. I get tired of hearing the buts. I can feel them every time they come in. Okay. If everyone would take a stand. Okay, well, that includes you, Dan. That includes Dave, Snippa, these wankers make me sick and angry, Hannah. That's the intent, guys, to keep you emotionally reacting out the same scenes over and over. All right? Anyway, where was I going? Any other posts in here? Lisa Nelson, I'll tell you what's sad. This is horribly sad that they didn't have the decency to read your paperwork. They don't have to. If you're a legal name, you're a fucking slave. Since when does a master that you have consented to have via the legal name need decency to whip a slave? Get that through your head. You have just as much right to speak than them. Not if you're a slave with a dead legal name. This is a spiritual game, boys and girls. Everyone's still stuck in the physical here. I know this is a whole new group of people coming in. But I'm going to give it to you high, hard, cold, and fucking fast. Because I care that much. And the only challenge I offer anyone out there is go to my website, creativegaia.wordpress.com, go to the writings page, read everything, and rebut it. Prove it wrong. I'd like to see you try. That was my life experience. No right to yell, shut up to you. Yeah, slave, shut the fuck up. If you consent to be the legal name, you consent to be the legal slave, you have no rights. You give them all up. I'd read this whole thing out, hon, but I don't want to be wasting my time with a bunch of emotional fucking drama. I mean, I'm coming at you right now with a fluffy drama scene that might trigger your ego. And I can do this from a state of complete neutrality. But I know how to trigger egos. I know how to get your goats. And if I can get your goat, I got your attention. See? Silence gets your attention too. And that's the only thing you need to learn. That's our problem, is we've gotten so busy with complicated. Well, I'm this and I'm that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and all the rest of the shit that goes on. You haven't had 2 seconds to actually sit back and contemplate anything, because the left brain monkey chatter is going crazy. Just to give you an example of the fear getting ramped up and the power of what we're talking about. All right, here we go. You ready for this, boys and girls? I thought this was hilarious. Warning to all my friends, RE, New Jersey, new state police initiative. New Jersey State Police Initiative as confirmation by my father, whom is retired from the New Jersey State Police. I'm glad to know that you are a child of a pirate. That's very interesting. Yeah, well, maybe that retired from the New Jersey State Police might want to get to creativegaia.wordpress.com and maybe start doing something to undo the damage that he was part of for so many years. Because if he's retired, he's still milking the fucking system. He's still bleeding souls from someone. Okay? Just a little heads up. So let whoever this is, let them know. Starting July 28th, New Jersey will launch a 30-day speeding ticket frenzy. Well, that's what sharks do. They go on feeding frenzies. Right. The state estimates that $9 million will be generated. Well, yeah. In speeding tickets, $1 million will go to pay state troopers overtime. Wow, a whole $1 million for 30 days of overtime. Wow. You'd almost think you'd have to have a college degree or something to get kind of an income like that. No, you just need to be a jarhead that follows orders blindly and like to harm people. That's all you really need. There will be 50 state troopers on duty at all times. Do the math. 50 state troopers on duty at all times, patrolling the 9 main intersections and highways as follows. Well, you know how the easy way to shut this down is just don't drive. If everybody just left their cars in the driveway. You want to see a system panic? You guys are doing it to yourselves. Let's go play with the whore of Babylon commerce and make all sorts of money that is just preying and vampiring on your fellow humanity. There's a good idea. 5 miles per hour above the limit can justify a ticket. They don't need anything to justify a ticket for these guys. I've been doing speed limit and got railroaded, but that's because I was being tailed anyway. Welcome to your test, Hannah. Been there, done that. Anyway, and every state trooper is supposed to pull a car over and write a ticket every 10 to 20 minutes. What does that tell you? Oh, there's law and order, and these are the people that you expect respect from? Really? Just listen to your psychopathy in your own head. Here you got a bunch of animals. I'm being polite here, guys. You got a bunch of animals trained to rip your throat out at the first opportunity. And you're supposed to respect them? Well, the only way you can disrespect them is to never give a legal name. For those that want real information on how to drive idiot goonies away peacefully, calmly, go back to March 14th, Kate of Gaia, Outside the Box, The Confrontation. You can get it on Lightworkers Media. I think it starts around the 22-minute mark. And then you're going to see how it's done. I carry no ID, expired plates, no VINs in the car. I had everything in my world that I owned in my car because I was sleeping in it. Doing a show. Live. Yes, radio, like this. And during the show, I had to get rid of 3 OPP. That's the Ontario provincial. Provincial means less than good, by the way. So pay attention here. They have issued 30 brand new unmarked Crown Victoria cruisers. Yeah, well, geez, I wonder where they get the money, right? If you work in New York, New Jersey, Delaware, or Connecticut, you'll probably be on one of these highways. Well, yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're doing the speed limit. Every 10 to 20 minutes, they got to pull someone over, and they will. They'll make their shit up as they go. Because they can. If you've got identification, you're a slave. Watch the Bill Hicks pick up the gun routine. Oh, and they'll make threats, and they'll do everything to say, oh, where's your ID? We're going to arrest you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do the other. Now, there are different degrees of awareness on this, guys. And if you don't know who you are, please do not play this game. Be content being a slave. Shut your mouth. Pay your death taxes. Pay your death pledge, mortgage. Support all the wars and all the murdering of the children around the world. Keep at it. And keep using your legal name and bitching and crying about some politician that you have elected, thinking that somehow a liar is going to change their ways. It is a proven fact, a known fact, that cops, lawyers, judges, politicians are all trained to lie. Remember, most politicians are what? That's right, ex-lawyers. Okay. So here's a little bit of logic that you can rattle around in your monkey chatter. If someone's going to lie to me and they're trained to lie, should I believe anything coming out of their face? If the answer is anything but no, stick your head back up your ass and get back out and support the child raping and murdering on the planet, because that's what you're good at, apparently. You have no ability to stand, obviously. You have no sense of moral compass. You have no sense of fair play and taking responsibility upon yourself. You are a child of the state, and please put your nanny diapers of the whore of Babylon back on, quit your fucking whinging, and get out to your slave game. Or stand. That's what I chose, and many of us have chose that. That which you are party to, you are party to. And I don't care if it's a bank robbery where someone gets killed, and I was just driving the car, man. You're party to the crime. Every contract, every thought, in agreement, and that's where contracts begin and end, in the mind, boys and girls, not on a piece of fucking paper. Your universal choices are made in your heart and mind, known to the universe upon that instant. What are your contracts like? Are they balanced? Are they fair? Or are they whingy, whiny, crybaby, I'm going to get even with you? I've been there. Or are you finally going to stand up, grow up, decide to actually be a grown-up and do the real work instead of letting someone else do it for you? Starting August 15th, the price of a violation to show your driver's license, registration, or insurance card at the time you were stopped increased from $44 to $173. No, they're not shitting themselves. And I'll tell you what this is anagogically. This is the threat that we know. No name, no game. But for the sleepyhead monkeys, ooh, that's a lot more fear, because they only think in terms of money. It's going to cost you. That's all. That's money is fear. In digital, paper, plastic form. Interesting, huh? And in brackets, keep these documents in your car. Way to condition people into even deeper slavery. If I didn't know better, this looks like COINTELPRO to me. And the fine for not having all three documents, is $519. Now think about the sleepy slaves and what kind of fear that'll generate. Oh, you're never going to leave home without that ID, are you? No, I don't have any of that stuff. The fine for handheld cell phone use while driving will be going up to $180. Oh, yeah, it's all about justice. Yeah, no money involved at all, eh? Yeah, as my post wrote, they do love to pick the pockets of legal name slaves. And the no name, no game has them shitting themselves, the cops, that is. So they ramp up their fear with a big fine if you don't commit fraud using their legal name id entity. Simple fact, you sleep with a whore of Babylon commerce with a legal name? Yep, you will get fucked. LOL. And Jim, who owns the government? Okay, what is government? Everyone talks about the government. I have not once in my fucking life met Mr. or Mrs. Government. It must be imaginary. Huh. Who'd have thunk? But the government. The what? It's a fucking corporation. Corpse. Oration. Go ahead, talk to a piece of paper. What does the sign say? The sign doesn't say anything. But it's a stop sign. It says stop. No, you said stop. That's just fucking squiggles on a piece of metal that's shaped like an octagon. Do you see what I mean? Oh, and love this fear porn. Thanks, Mike. Thank you for showing me exactly who you are. I think in this case, not claiming the name will just get you tased. Your car impounded and your body in jail. Sorry to say. It is going that way. Well, for you it is. Good creation. Enjoy that, will you? Enjoy your agreement to be a whore of Babylon, mark of the beast, Luciferian, false light, fucking slave. Yeah, welcome to Outside the Box, where Kate calls it as she sees it. Did I hurt your widow feelings? What a wascally wabbit. Boys and girls, it's time to grow up and stop playing the Mickey Mouse monkey chatter, left brain fucking moron legal nonsense. And that includes common law. That includes constitutions and Magna Cartas and all of the rest of the shit that is. It's just shit. The only thing that gives it power is the fact that people actually think it has power. Because some wanker with a fucking robe that doesn't know how to accessorize with the right shoes and handbag sits behind a bench. Let me tell you what Judge Kate would do with each and every one of you fucking monkeys that would come into my courtroom, thinking that you were a legal name that says right on your birth certificate, Crown fucking copyright. Go ahead, write a book, put it out, someone steals it and makes money with it. What are you going to do in your little legal world? Oh, I'm going to sue them, get even. That's my property. Well, fuck, you're using a name that was created. It's the only thing that the government's ever, and I'm talking the people that work for these fictitious, illusional Mr. and Mrs. governments. It's the only piece of paper that goes out that they absolutely insist that you take. Birth certificate. From there, you have to commit the fraud to create the identification from it. Do I need to remind you again, all of you, especially for the new ones tuned in here? You're getting an ass reaming today because I'm sick and tired of seeing children like Hannah get hurt. And the next motherfucker that puts any ideas in her head about legal this and legal that, you got Kate to deal with, and my intention is pure benevolence, and it will fucking destroy you in that benevolence and compassion. Compassion kills, stupid. Don't fuck with the children here, boys and girls. Not while I'm on duty, not while I'm on watch. And I'll tell you what it says right at the bottom of a birth certificate. Warning! Oh, fuck, it doesn't say it clear enough. It just says, warning! Danger, Will Robinson. A certificate is not evidence of identity. Here's another one for your left brain, monkey knuckles. What do you need to have to get government identification, boys and girls? Geez, Kate, you need a birth certificate. Yes, you do, because I need you to commit fraud first. They already committed fraud. Don't kid yourself. That's the original sin. There was intent to defraud you. This is what neutralizes it. But you got to get neutral on this. And I went through hell to get neutral on this. Don't cry me any fucking rivers. I cried enough of my own. But I got there. Caution! Oh, warning, caution! Sounds like these are things that you need to pay attention to, boys and girls. Get your crayons out and make some notes here. Get outside the lines on this coloring book. There are offenses relating to falsifying or altering a certificate and using or possessing a false certificate. Crown copyright. The registration book was sealed with your mom or dad's DNA when they signed off on it. Not because of them signing it, because of them touching it. The Midas touch turns that paper to gold. That's why you will never see the registration book. You will only ever get a copy of a birth certificate. The original contract of deception that was sealed when your mom or dad touched the book left a raised seal called DNA on it. Fingerprint, whatever, doesn't matter. Look it up. Legal is all about forensic. So I got a little forensic on this. Started looking a little deeper. I spent 28 days in solitary proving that their laws don't matter. If you're in any shape, way, anything to do with the system, they will grab you. And the good part, you don't need any paperwork for this. Not a single page. Where do contracts start and end, boys and girls? Your heart and mind. But you've been so conditioned for so long to steer away from that. Time to break the program, huh? Get with the real one. Get with you. Don't be crying me any rivers. You can yell and scream at me all you want. I'm used to it. I've often said that I don't care. If it takes you to hate me to wake the fuck up, then have at her. You're not going to offend me. I don't know, raving lunatics don't offend me when they're screaming. Why would they? That would mean that somehow they're more important and more powerful than me and their opinion matters more. No. I've got my own opinion of myself. And I have to be the one able to look in the mirror every single night to know that I've made a difference somehow today. Every day. Haven't had an income in 4.5 years. And thank you, Edgar, for helping out with the Skype on my end here. I appreciate it. Now I can make some serious phone calls. Yeah. Limited minutes on the cell phone, so. And not really into the cell phone microwave oven at my ear anyway. I prefer to use Skype headphones. And for those that want to get a hold of me, please. I make a point of it. You can get me on Skype at katie.renee.thompson. not to be confused with any legal name, because it isn't one. It is merely a GPS moniker and one of infinite names that I will answer to. I'll answer to, hey you, yo bitch. Yeah. You can whistle and I'll answer. You can just say, hey, and I'll answer. If it's someone I know. If it's someone I don't, I don't care. Just making the point. But it's katie.renee.thompson to locate the real me, Magnetic Electric. KATIE.RENEE.THOMPSON. Okay? That gets a hold of me. You get a hold of me, I will add you to the Skype rooms. Any questions that you have, direct them in the room. I've got over 2,000 contacts in my Skype, and I do get tagged a lot. So any questions that you have, as soon as you contact me, I'll add you to the room. I'm in the room too, don't worry. I do keep an eye on it, and I do have my little bits and pieces here and there. You can also get a hold of me on the cell, which I should be renewing actually today, so I might be back. I might have my minutes back if there was anything left on it. Anyway, my cell is 226-971-9675 because I am so afraid of giving out information to get a hold of me. Why would I be afraid? Why would I doubt the heart of all creation? Kind of lost that Luciferian feeling, you know, that I know better than the heart of all creation. The screaming adolescent, if you will, has finally grown up and said, sorry, Mom, Dad. I get it, I'm such an idiot. But anyway, it's all good. All right? Guys, I'm honestly, anyone that wants to offer Hannah Rose any legal advice, you are now in counter contract with me. And I guarantee you my intent is a whole lot stronger than yours. Because I take responsibility for all. So my advice to you right now is to shut the fuck up. That's why Dean Clifford's still in jail. He still thinks he's a legal name. Is it a coincidence that I was at the same event as him? He actually invited me down. I love Dean, don't get me wrong. I was there speaking on the Saturday for about an hour, and I had another event that I was speaking at on the Sunday, and that was the day they grabbed him. That was what, November? I don't remember. November, December. Dates and time really don't mean a whole shit load to me at all. Anyway, let's get these mics open. I know that Jennifer wanted to call in. There we go. Yeah, no doubt, Rob. This is my game. This is my game. I am sick, sore, and tired of all you fucking cocksucking, whore-banging monkeys that are spewing common law, legal, lawful. Even saying it makes me want to puke. There is but one key, one ring that rules you, and all you have to do is let it go. Legal name. Are you a piece of paper, or are you a living soul? Not a fucking meat stick, okay? Well, I'm a flesh and blood living man, girl thing, whatever. You're not. You're the fucking light of God. Were you not paying attention to any of the masters? God is light, you're gods. Might have heard that once or twice. And you shall do greater things than I. Goddamn right, J-boy. I got the internet. You didn't. I can talk to millions of people. You had to walk through all sorts of shit to get where you had to be. Fuck, you didn't even have newspapers then. You're one of the original truthers, man. J-boy. Love him. Whether you're lived or not, it's irrelevant to me. Fucking Rome's going to teach you. Well, look what they do, right? Here's a freedom fighter, and he died for your sins. No, he didn't. And what do? They say, if you're a truther, here's what happens to you. They put a big fucking cross with a meat stick, artifact on it. They say, you go against what we say, this is what you got waiting for you. And by the way, you have to die to go to heaven. Apparently. Only the dead carry out the dead, my friends. Only the living go to heaven. Oh, man. It's so backwards here. It's just so backwards. But anyway. Are we having fun? I'm having a great time here. Anyway. I had a feeling I was going to come in with a little fire today, so don't mind me. I'm going to get the mics open here. So right now I'm thinking back. I'm just having fun. But it's very serious, guys, in terms of others being harmed. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Okay. I just, on your Facebook page, there's that video Hannah posted, Affidavit of the Truth I wrote in custody.
Yeah.
I clicked on that one, and there's a lot of chatter, and
Guys?
Facebook just stopped me from talking. There are so many chills. They're just off. All this legal crap. Fucking morons. Wake the fuck up. Oh, Kate. Dear, oh dear.
I see. This is the thing, Mark. I got you and 757. Is that Mina?
Light of God.
Hey, there you are. How are you?
Okay. Good, Grant.
Oh, I'm just so tired. I mean, I only listened to a few minutes of it, and it's like, I'm looking at this video, and the poor girl's had tears in her eyes. I'm going, yeah, they're laughing at her as they're strip search and all. This is what happens to slaves, and everyone that told Hannah what to say and how to say it and all the rest of bullshit, you are fucking guilty of that. Shut your mouth. Get to Gaia.wordpress.com, get to the writings page, and read every fucking word. And then you come back and you prove it all wrong if you're so goddamn smart. There's your challenge, boys and girls. I can eat and chew fucking lawyers and judges and cops in my sleep. Legally, if I wanted to. It's all useless.
Okay, I think it's like what we share on the table, that the left brain finds it too simple a solution. No name, no game.
That's exactly it, Mark.
Talking to one analytical person to another there, Kate, and what more can you say, Kate?
Well, I can say lots. Here, I'll give you an example. You got monkeys like David Wynn Miller, okay? Hasn't got a fucking clue. Talks about him being a 99-degree Mason and over 200 IQ. And to me, he's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Winston Shrout, ex-lawyer, idiot. Tammy Peppermint, Bono's Entertainment, Bozo, fucking enter the mind, mirror of the mind. Yeah, entertainment. You're saying it all, Bo. Idiot. Dean Clifford in jail. Boy, that's smart. Compassion kills stupid. Rob Men Hard. Where's he? Well, guess he finished doing the robbing men hard thing. Go ahead, give me anybody out there. I'll call every one of these monkey meat sticks out. Because they're afraid.
Patrick Devine.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Pat Devine, what's the other? Rod Class, Doug fucking writing riddles. Doug Riddle. There's only a handful of people that are really, really getting it. And this is the joke. This is the irony. This whole system comes down with one of these powerhouses. We got Max Egan on the right page. But how many are right here where we are, knowing this fucking truth that makes this system buckle at every turn? How many?
Not many, Kate.
Well, a lot more now than there was 3 years ago when I started.
True. True.
I'm happy. If but one shall awaken. That was my quest, too. You're not a flesh and blood meat stick. Here, I just want to make sure I get this point across to people. They need to know the difference here, because common law is all based in the meat stick. You are not a flesh and blood body. That's the id entity. The id, body, ego, left brain. Okay? There's your indigo thing, right? Okay. Never mind. I won't get into that today. New cagers, beware. When Kate's on a rant, you don't want to be anywhere near me. Promise. Lightning bolts and thunder, boys and girls, because that's what truth is to me. I will not yield from it. You are not a meat stick. The body that you are walking around in is made of the exact same elements that the fucking phone you're listening on or the computer you're typing on is made of. It is physical, material matter. What happens when you leave the meat stick? Oh. Is it still a flesh and blood body? No, it's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's a meat stick thingy. Because you ain't there. The only thing that is living, truly living in this realm is you. Why would you consider yourself less than the light of God? I hate using that word, light of source that you are. It's illogical. Most days I feel like Captain Kirk and Spock all in one. Isn't that funny? Anyway. Shutting up now. Breathing. Breathe, cat, breathe. Okay. I just hate seeing children get hurt.
That's the thing, Kate, and the passion comes through because you don't want to see lambs being sent to the slaughter. Thank you.
Yeah, with idiots. Go ahead, Hannah, go ahead. Here, just say this, just do this, just say this. Oh, don't worry, you can smoke pot in your car after telling them that you're that you're awake. Yeah, and that you don't really know who you are just yet, but yeah. And they're gonna handle you, and they're gonna tell you, well, you write out an affidavit of truth, which is an oxymoron, by the way. That's what affidavit is, truth. Yeah, we went there. We did all that stuff 3-4 years ago. Man, even talking about this stuff feels like I'm in the fucking Stone Age. What about you guys? Is it just me?
Let's bring it to now.
Yeah.
And now is just the most incredible moment when you know who you are. And you are not a name. None of us are a name, anybody. None of us. We are so much more than a name. And we have been programmed to believe that we have to have permission to do anything. But that's a program. You are your own most powerful friend. Only you. And once you get that, it's just so, you see where there's little things. Like yesterday, I found yet again one last piece of identification that I didn't even know I still had. And I pondered and I thought, really? Well, what? Are you that name? Do you care that you traveled lots of places and it's on that particular, and it's an expired one too? And I thought, no, because I'm not even a picture. I'm not a stamp. I am so much more than anything, any photograph, anything that is flat. I am not. And it was just so freeing. And I found one last thing I had still on my car. I had an MVI that was still valid until 16. I can't take that off. Okay, I'll take everything but the years off. And I'd left the years on that, and this morning I went in and I just said, nope, I don't need this. This car belongs to the universe. It doesn't belong to any province or anything. It's free, just like I am. It's just moment after moment of restructuring who you really, really are. Have trust. Surrender to Mama and Papa. They do have. Source is us. We are each a reflection of Source. It's beyond words. sorry. But that's now for me.
Totally. And I just got to do a quick shout out for those that want to call in. And every week, this table is growing. This daytime for me, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, this table is growing. I'm watching the caller numbers grow and grow. Just amazing. Oh, I just looked at the clock, 1:11:11. Just a coincidence. Anyway, call in at 347-326-9530 or BTR listener 024. Just put that in your contact search on Skype. Hit search when it comes up. Right-click it, hit call, brings you to the table. And there you have it. Beautiful picture, by the way, of the fawn, Libby. Beautiful picture.
I know. It was the gift of seeing the birthing of vibrant Earth. It's all in our hearts. The universe has us. She really, really does. He, she, yep. All of us. And it's about trusting and stopping the mind when it starts to chatter. Oop, program. It's all program. So look at it, love it, but let it go and get back into joy. It's a natural state. It's who we really are, joyful, loving beings. And anything else is an illusion. And
yep.
It's up to us to steer our flagships. We are the ones. We really are. And it's amazing to live with bare amounts of cash, but living with currencies, the currencies of the air. The air is so brilliant if you make it your friend. If you see it as chemtrails, it's terrible, it's going to kill us, well, then that's what it will do because you're believing that. Doesn't have to be that. We are beyond these vessels, as Kate so eloquently says. Thank you, Kate, for being who you are, and to everybody at this table.
Well, yeah, it's colorfully eloquent. Let's just leave it at that, shall we?
Yes.
You know what, guys? I don't care how I get the point across, and you've heard me on many different occasions. I spoke of this last night. I will come in as gentle as a dove, and I will be peaceful and calm, and all the bliss, and then I'll come in with a 9-pound sledge. And all points in between, because the variety of consciousness that is on this planet, trapped in certain levels of ego, is what I see. So I will come in at this table, or the regular 7 nights a week, not like I've got something better to do, guys, and do this every day, but I will, because you matter this much. That's why when I see things like even a few minutes of the video that Hannah put up, it's like all I can see is a bunch of free men on the land, sovereign citizen, fucking Shylocks. Oh, well, you're gonna sue, and you're gonna have a fee schedule, and oh my God, you're worse than cops. You really are.
Kate.
Yeah.
Kate. For new people coming to the table, I don't want to drop too much back into the literal, but it was something that you said the other night, which was that I think around the 1500s, there was a chap called Martin Luther, and that religious clutch, its power was removed. And from sort of 1500s to where we are today, that control factor has been the name. And now we've removed that one.
Oh, exactly, Mark. Exactly. The language changed around, 1530. It really started getting heavy. That's when the Medicis and a few others, the family of Medicis, I think they had 3 brothers that were popes. Yeah, keep it in the family. Yeah, Anyway, the creation of the Order of the Dragon and things like that. This is where I started to see the language, the words, getting altered in crazy ways. And it was heavy during the 1530s to the 1550s. 1530s to 40s, really, really heavy. I was noticing this trend in the etymology of words and all of these new mutations of previously used words that were, changed. There's been again, and these were all clues for the trick that the courts use called Phoenician law. Excuse me, all Roman law in the illusion of is based on Phoenician law, phonic sound, and this is why you can read me anything, and I will have you in the sound. I can assume and presume multiple definitions of every sound that comes out of your face. I've used the simple line that free men love to use. I do not consent. Well, I means yes. Aye, Captain. You got one in your head. Or you might have been thinking that you were referring to yourself, but you see, you didn't spell it out for me, so I'm going to assume and presume yes. Do, D-U-E, yes, you owe me. Not, I'm going to pay up in one. The K silent. But you didn't spell it out for me, so I'll assume that's what you meant when you said not. Con, with or without. Say, himself, herself, itself, infinitely mine. T, well, that can be the law of truth or crucifixion. So I'm going to say, with creation, infinitely your crucifixion. But I already had you at the first word anyway. And like I said, you come into Judge Kate's room, and each and every one of you is a false impersonator, which is a capital crime, which is punishable by death. And I'll just have the bailiff lock the door and cut off each one of your heads. Get the bodies dragged out of the courtroom, and then wait for the next crew to come in. The next bunch of slave idiots using a legal name. Here's a simple fact that you can prove to yourself. If you don't believe me, I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. I've done the homework. I tried to prove it all wrong, but it all played out perfectly. You give me your mom's name, maiden name, your dad's name, your name. I'm talking legal names. Where you were born, date of birth, and I can order your birth certificate online, pay for it, have it mailed to me, and I can go out and start creating identification with your name. So who are you? You are one of 7.3 billion possibilities. That's a lot of false impersonation potential, don't you think? Oh, got lots of noise in the background, guys, so if we can stop banging the phones or mics, that would be great. Yeah, so who else wants to come in here? We got about 50 minutes. I'm not sure if Ben's on. I'll wait from Paul, and if so, we'll run right to 3 o'clock. If not, we tail out of here at about 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so who wants in? Who's next?
Kate.
Hey, who we got?
Can you hear me? Oh, this is Jason.
Jason, how are you?
I'm great, and I know you're great too.
I love it.
I just real quick, the whole Phoenician thing has been exploding everywhere, like, everything going fractal, and it's so amazingly awesome seeing all the synchronicities everywhere. But I have a phone app on my phone, the Google Translate, so I can type in regular words, or if I see a key word, I don't just break it down in Phoenician. I'll go look at how it's spelled and pronounced in all the other languages, and it's so mind-blowing. Like I know, like, for instance, like you always say dupe, you got duped. But in another language, that means ass, so it totally makes sense. And, and then, like, in another language, law is spelled L-O-V without the E, without the consciousness. And I thought that was interesting. And, like, in Latin, if you look up the word fart, it's actually spelled religion with an E-M at the end. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And in another language, yeah, totally. But even with all the other languages, it makes it even more funny. So it's just, but like the word bitch in another language means it's spelled P-I-C. So when someone's taking your pic, or you got your pic down on a license, whose bitch are you?
Oh, well found, Jason. Beautiful. See?
Oh, and just one more. I know you'll like. I don't know what language this is, but it says Canada, but it's spelled with a K, so I don't know what language that is. But the word ass translates to K-A-T-T-E.
Isn't that funny, eh?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch more. It's just hilarious, though, man. Every day is a joke. It's so funny.
But now you're seeing now you know what I mean when I say words go fractal real quick on you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And what really brought that about was just me dispelling, when you say, because when I say to my kids or when you say to your kids, oh, don't say that, that's a bad word. So I started catching myself with that and saying, wait a minute, why am I being programmed telling my kids this is a bad word? So I give them my phone and, hey, you want to look up poop? You want to look up fart? Let's see what it's in a different language. And it's so hilarious. Like my son, he loves it. In Spanish, the word poop is pronounced mierda. So if someone has an accent, and they're saying murder, it kind of sounds like mierda. It kind of sounds like the same thing. So he goes to the bathroom, he says, Daddy, I'm going to go commit some mierda. So and I just tell him, hey, make sure you clean up all the evidence.
Well, the word for penis in Hungarian is cookie.
Nice.
Yeah, want to go eat some cookies now? What are you eating, boys and girls? See what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. What intention is in the sound, not the spelling. See, we got duped in the spelling. We got into the assumption and presumption that just because a word was this way, it meant that. No. This was the one common thread, and what a magical thread it is. When you get this, Jason, you know what I'm talking about. Many others know what I'm talking about because they're seeing it. It is beyond magical because all of a sudden you start realizing, wait a minute, this is a magical place. Wait a minute, I am the light of source. Wait a minute, all of this is nonsense. And then you start building your lack of fear. And then you start looking at the Goonies and laugh.
Your table has helped so much with the final dot connecting and the final getting over all the fear and the bullshit.
That's what it's all about. And that's one of the reasons. If there's only one reason to go and read everything on my essay page, documents, read it all. Every fucking word I wrote has something in it. Okay? Is to alleviate that fear. Because with the knowledge, with the aha moments, that's where power comes. That's where you're taking the knowledge, the experience that you have with the knowledge, and it becomes wisdom.
And in another language, aha means name.
Isn't that funny? King Narmer, also known as King Aha, the first pharaoh with the Narmer palette, the Scorpion King. Go look at the Narmer palette. We talked about this on quite a few shows. And go look at the Narmer palette, and you basically you have what looks like a name and a license plate beside the slave that's on his knees getting a nail pounded into his head. Right? It's freaking funny. The first pharaoh, Phi Rho, Phi sacred geometry, Rho spirit breath, Greek.
Kate, one more quick thing I thought was real funny. My wife likes to watch the Fox 2 fear porn. So every time it comes on, I'm like, oh, rerun. But anyway, so we were watching it, and she was some lady out of some town, by where I live. It came up with this great idea to sell these stupid Velcro things, and you put them around your cup, and it's called H2O ID. So people can ID their cups everywhere they're at. I just thought that was so hilarious. So I'm going to send her some documents.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. When you really start seeing the scope of the trap, you get two reactions. You want to cry your eyes out and laugh your head off because it is so sad and blissful at the same time. When you realize just how badly you got duped, right? Dupe head, which is 2 feet, right? So you got to stand on your own 2 feet because you got duped, right? Again, equal and opposite. You got to find the positive and negative, neutralize the word, take all the negative intent out of it where it only becomes a benevolent sound. That's why people go, geez, Kate, you swear a lot. I don't swear at all. Oh, that's right. You're programmed into a sound that has an emotional reaction attached to it. Best lose that. Because if I can get a reaction out of you, if I get a rise out of you, I own your goat. That's why I play the game I play. I collect goats. Humanity is like a bunch of 5-year-old retarded children walking around packed shopping malls with Uzis, hair trigger, pointing and shooting in every direction with every thought. Get a grip on your thinking. That which you think you create. I just choose better realities. I don't know about you guys, but that works for me. Now we got Chris Hayes in here. Jason, I know you're not done. Don't be hesitant. Are you on the 734 or 920, Jason?
I'm the 920.
Oh, hey, who's on 920?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, hi, how are you? I was hoping you'd call in.
Good. How you doing, Kate?
I guess I'm a little bit on fire today. When I see, eyes that are swollen from a young girl's eyes, swollen from tears because of the system and those helping her get hurt by the system, I get a little bit irate.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting in the same boat.
Let's hear it, hon. Bring it to the table.
Hello? I'm in Wisconsin, and I'm going through pretty bad time in regards to children being taken away. It's been 10 years now, and the ex-husband is now bringing me to court wanting to leave the state of Wisconsin back to New Jersey. And the ex parte was processed back in 2004 after the children were being taken to the hospital numerous times for sexual assault, physical abuse, drug abuse. And there was even some reports for possibly harming one of the children with either a chainsaw or a Black & Decker hedger, which seized my supervised visit. And honestly, I have you on Facebook, and I've heard of you, but I haven't read your paperwork at all, and have been following quite a few different people, the people that you named before, and what I named, as far as Rod Class, Patrick Devine.
Yeah, I know most of these people personally, hon. Okay, so again, the only one that's actually that I know of that is really going forward in the not anything legal anymore is the beyond brilliant Mark Stevens.
Yeah.
And if anyone knows Mark's work, that man is eloquent. He is as sharp as a razor with his wit, with his thinking, with his questioning, and it does not surprise me that he's at this point as well, because what I'm going to suggest to you, Jennifer, and I'm going to suggest this to everyone, get to my website and do not leave it until you have read everything.
Exactly. I haven't done anything, with the Patrick Devine thing. Everybody's telling me to do the UCC one, shut down all the accounts.
It's all bullshit. I speak fluent UCC, fluent UPU. Hit me, hun, and I will tell you it's all bullshit.
Exactly. That's why I haven't done a damn thing. And something just told me I'm off today from work. And that's when I looked you up and got you on Skype. Because it just doesn't, there's too many things going on. I have one shot to do this. And these children, I don't care what anybody says, there's black ink on white paper from the public officials that these children have been sexually assaulted. There's 3 girls. They're identical. And now they're getting ready to leave New Jersey. Their birthday was on May 29th. The ex-husband wanted to do a private stipulation without the court. And I refused because of what was said and done on that day and what was on his body. His body was completely covered from the crack of his butt to his tippity wrist of all demonic tattoos. And it scared the hell out of me. And I'm not too sure what to do, what to file, but I need help, and I need to get these children, my daughters, away from this man. And if I have to do it I don't want to sue anybody, I don't want to cause anybody harm, I just need to get these children away from that man and out of this system. And I want to know the truth. And I got one shot to do it. I'm on my countdown.
Hun, go to my website and read.
I am.
And you have complete access to not only myself, but the Lighthouse. There are many, many individuals in there that are on the exact same page as me. You don't need to keep asking me questions directly, because there are many people that will answer them the same way I will, because they know who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
We do this together, guys.
But I don't know. I'm very confused. On
That's why you're thinking too much right now, hon. Jennifer, I need you to relax. I feel all of the scenarios you're creating. So I need you to relax, and you got a day off work. Start with Babylon is Fallen, which is the culmination of 4.5 years' work in one page. And then every one of the essays. And you will. The reason why I say read Babylon is Fallen first, and Nameaholics Anonymous is another one. Those are the last two I wrote, and I haven't had an urge to write anything since. That told me volumes. It's like, why don't I feel like writing? Maybe I don't have to write anything else yet. Okay. Because normally there's always something bubbling in the back of my head, you know. I can feel something coming, but there's nothing there right now. It's read Babylon is Fallen, and then go and read every essay. I wrote them for you.
And then read them again. And when you finish reading them a second time, read them again.
Actually, I'm going to be printing this stuff out.
Print it out. I'll tell you. There is so much I want to say. I would need hours to say it, though. But honestly, the only truthful answer I can give you right now is read, because I know what you need is there. I know that. I don't think it. I know that. Now, I'm going to ask those that have read some, or some of the essays, what kind of information you got from it. So I know I've got Liberty here, and I've got Mark. I know they've read, if not all, most. Let's hear it from others that, because I've said this, read the stuff. I want to hear from others that have read. Am I blowing sunshine up anyone's ass here, or am I kind of stating the truth?
Kate, you took the words right out of my mouth, because if I had to find one word, it would be the truth is held within those essays.
Crystal clear.
And it will resonate with you.
And take the time. Take the time to read it. It's not something you can read quickly. You really need to digest. Just do it as you can, but do it now is good, because it will just give you the understanding of who you really are and how powerful our thoughts and words are. And it is us that we need to govern ourselves, not out there. It's inside ourselves, and then outside changes. But it's an inside job, and it takes really reading that material to understand that this is an inside job.
Don't worry, some days your head might fall off. Okay? But we have the lighthouse, we have the emerald table.
We have each other.
Share. It's okay.
And we love you. We really do love everybody that's listening. And we are you. So we know. We really do know what you have to go through. But it's actually a lot of fun as you get rid of the fear and know who you are. And envision those kids safe in a big, they're learning their stuff. You're going to learn your stuff. The ex is going to learn his stuff. But come from a place of loving and forgiving yourself first. Because we did create this. It's really hard to get that. We bought into something that we were programmed to be bought into. So the forgiveness isn't even necessary in a certain sense, because it was something we didn't know. But once you know who you are, you'll never want to go back to being a name, ever, because we're not a name. We are so much more than a name.
I want to share something that came in on Facebook. This came in from Lee Smith. And this is the kind of magic that I love to see. And you have no idea how overwhelmed I get when people share these things with me on a daily basis. The numbers are growing exponential, guys. They really are. I mean, I added 36 people to Facebook yesterday. I spent most of the day getting rid of old inactive accounts. I will actually be removing anyone that's still talking about things like Bitcoin or Obama or anything to do with the literal illusion, to make room for those that are coming now that obviously are seeking truth, not just to be part of the crew here. But here, this came in from Lee Smith, and this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. A message was sent to me from Lee asking advice as she is confused with all the bullshit out there. This is my response. Please add suggestions as we are all seeking remedy. This came in from Lee. That's two different Lees, by the way. One is L-E-E, the other one is L-E-I-G-H. So it's Lee, both meaning calm, by the way, or the calm side of a ship, the calm side of a mind, right? The weather side and the Lee side. Hi, Lee. How are you? Hope you had a great time swimming with the sharks. I really understand your confusion, and I'm sure others feel the same with all the crap out there. I do too. This is what I'm getting. There is no point doing anything legally with paperwork or fighting in court for a right. Example, the Magna Carta, Constitution, etc. doesn't even get taken into account anymore in the courts. They've created their own language and change laws whenever they want. Have different meanings for words, so that's out the door as it's legal shit anyway. This is the only solution. Not consenting to our legal registered name, which gets us into committing fraud when we use it, and into the system for them, the police, judges, lawyers, anything of legal contract, to act upon the fraud committed because the name is Crown property. Let's do an example. Someone asks me, what is my name? And I say, my name is Lee Johnson. What have I just done? I've committed fraud, pretending to be you. That's a criminal offense, yeah. Apparently, that's what we're all doing every day. It freaks me out how clever this has been deceptively done to humanity. We either stay owned in the name and remain slaves or get out of this nonsense. We need to be strong, Lee, because the system doesn't like us not consenting. As there is a bond money attached to every registered name, it's actually your soul, the bigger picture here, but let's keep it simple for most, for the Crown to extract from the elite bankers. This is the only way I see remedy. Let me know what you think, and suggestions are welcome. Love and happiness and a few beers. Cheers. That was from Lee Smith. Okay, and my answer was, yep, pretty much. Well said. That is spot on. And if you want the real meat and potatoes of why, then just go to my website and read. I have covered everything in the esoteric, in the spiritual, because that's where I operate from. I saw the physical effects, and that there always has to be a cause. And the only thing that can cause anything is you. So that has to be spiritual intent. Yet your causal ability was removed with the not applicable magnetic electric called name. No, it's not a coincidence. There are none. They're all coincidences. And once you start seeing the magic, and I promise you this, you get through all my essays, and you do take the time. Don't be in a hurry. The ego's all in a hurry. It wants to drive through a 12-course meal in a minute and a half. Ain't going to happen. Okay? That's the whole competition program that got drilled into you as a child. Got to win. Got to be faster. Got to be stronger. Got to be better. Got to get higher marks. Got to stop looking out the window, Billy. We don't want you imagining anything. You get in the program here. And that's what we're dealing with. So turn that monkey shit off and breathe. Mark, Liberty, how many times have you heard me say, just breathe?
It's always the right answer. Breathe. It's always the best course of action. Say nothing and breathe.
Be.
Nice
Just
one.
be.
Yeah.
Once you get there, now all of the electric nonsense of the left brain isn't shorting out in your head, where it's getting relayed to the heart, getting your heartstrings pulled and snapped. You only got so many of those, so start healing the heart. Okay? Not letting these strings get pulled. It's not an easy road to walk, but it is a simple one. And it's a choice. Bill Hicks said it, love or fear. Love, by the way, is Phoenician, phonics, for la ve, which is law of truth, ve from verily. So the capital L, just another coincidence. The capital T, is the law of truth. The lowercase t, is the cross of crucifixion. And the reason why whole thing about commerce and corporate law that got shifted. In canon law, the old church, the God name had to be spelled in all capitals. Yet in the commercial world, the all capitals is the diminutio maximus, what is it? You know what I mean, the slave name. It's been a while since I even talk about that shit. Holy crap. Wow. Capitis maximus, whatever. Diminutio. All right? So it's the slave name. But it's actually the God name. Everything has to be equal and opposite. So the all caps name is your canon spiritual God name. And on the other side, the crown and state, which has never been separate, they have you fighting in a duality, which is actually a singularity. Where the all caps name in their UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, and UPU, Universal Postal Union World, UCC, by the way, is London, UPU is Rome. The Pope heads up the UPU. And Universal Postal Union? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Po. Po-stall. Po is spirit seed. Stall, to stop. Universal spirit seed stopping the one IO, infinitely yours. Ion. Un ion. Or you can be the un-ion. It's entirely up to you. Equal and opposite. And I know I'm saying this very quickly, but this is the problem when you speak fluent. Sound versus sigils. And the information is on my website. I do have one thing I want to finish, though, the Phoenician starter kit, because I think I have to finish the letters R to Z. Not quite sure. I have to go back and look at it, because what Jason was saying earlier about things going fractal. Yeah, this stuff goes fractal real quick. So anything that I'm doing to outline individual letters and potentials of what they mean are only, touching the surface of them. The idea is to give you the concept that there are multiple meanings to every sound, every word. Do not be defined by a diction Ari. Ari, by the way, is a high priest. Just like coin, coin. High priest, side, to kill, hence, mind. So a coincidence is a high priest to kill your mind, or coin side ends, which means high priest on the side of the mind. That's you. Coincidence. Everybody feeling better?
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Go ahead, guys. Jump in here.
How do you throw a smile in?
Yeah, you just did. Oh, Lynn's coming in.
Oh, good.
Lynn, are you there?
Hello. I'm here. I'm having a stirring within right now, so it's kind of hard to speak, but I'm going to do it anyway. I wrote this. I had some major aha moment night before last, and in it was a response from a friend that had talked about how learning just how messed with we are by the powers that were is such a full-time job. And while that may be true for that person, it certainly is no longer true for me. I mean, what a deep rabbit hole that is, eh? And I wrote this response down, so I'm going to read it because I have a little bit of fear for that. So here is me, I fuck it, and throw it to there. Okay, here we go. Well, that has always had
Lynn?
Yes.
Lynn,
yes.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, hun, so just wanted you to start again.
Okay. And also my location may help. I'll move just a tad bit. Okay. So while that no longer may be true, while that may be true for you, it is no longer true for me. And universe really has always had my back. I understand now that I've been protected and guided with only a minimum amount of being messed with. The word sequestered used to run through my head a lot. And one of the definitions is to put up for safekeeping. I rather like that definition. Yes, the universe has always had my back. I've been sheltered a lot from a lot of the info, negative influences. Let's see, I'm going to have to go this way. Children might get too loud. Negative influences, the shills and the such. And for good reason. I came into this existence as a super sensitive person and took everything personally. And my early experiences broke me for a while. I wouldn't have been able to handle any more than that. So I need no proof that the universe has my back. I know. This used to run through my head a lot too. You are highly regarded and you are highly protected. Only what I could handle was put before me. So I've really only been messed with on a small scale, so to speak. I've learned to overcome much of the programming, and I've made great strides. Oh, don't get me wrong. I have more layers, but I'm on the playing field now, playing my part. I've found my home among family all over the world at the Emerald Table with Kate Renee Thompson and the rest of my siblings. I found my place, and it has brought so much healing to my once shattered heart. I know that any and all programming is being transmuted. It is a hard time seeing, and is healing, empowering, and in strengthening ME. I know who I am, and it's some legal fictitious name. And that gives me the God status. Now, who's messing with who? And that was what I wrote down. And I have all my mirrors here at this table to help keep me in line. So, whew. All right. That was one more for the all. And thank you for allowing me to do this and being a part. I'll pass the feather back. Whew.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
People wonder why I do this.
And I just earlier, my goodness, apparently there's like these new laws that any little watercraft that you have on federal waters has to be licensed, and I went off the handle, and I'm like, oh my God, we're living in this insane world, and I started shaking and almost hyperventilating, and that's very rare occurrence for this person. And I'm just like, oh my God, do you see how they just make up their rules as they go along? Well, mirror assholes, because now I'm making my rules up too. And if it takes hitting the streets for this person, that's what it's going to be at this point in your life, because, well, so much healing has occurred that, woohoo, here we go. Okay, once again, I'm passing the feather. Thank you.
All good. Who wants to chime in on that?
I will. I think it's been a process of discernment, yeah? I know for me, I understood what you said quite well, because I've been through the same thing, but it's been really heavy for me, and I think that it's been good for me to see what I'm dealing with, because now I can talk about it. I know firsthand what it is that I'm going through. Does that make any sense?
That's the beauty of our table, is that
we talk about why. You see, you know the how, the what, the when, the where, and the who, what we cover is the why. And that's the only thing that's never been really covered. And all we talk about here is the why. The only question actually worth asking in the spiritual, because it's the only one the spirit can ask. Everything else is physical.
Like what Hannah's going through right now, you know, she's kind of, at least how I see it, she's learning how to maybe not be so empathic or something and take in everybody's opinion and kind of form her own. So if all of those negatives weren't there, she wouldn't know how to say, okay, well, I don't really believe that. And then Kate wouldn't be able to come in and all of us saying, well, here, this is another perspective. Which one are you going to stand with? So I guess what I'm saying is it seems important for all these negatives to be there, at least from before, and so that we can make an absolute discerning, this is my truth, and this is what I believe. Right?
Yeah, we need that as the contrast.
Right.
I'll tell you what Hannah is to me. Hannah, I've been waiting for my fractal to show up. And Hannah's my fractal. Because when I watched the first video that she did, I was listening to me 4 years ago. About 4.5 years ago. Doing exactly the same things with exactly the same, almost mentally verbatim. So, and I know that there are, and she's got the energy. You've seen the videos. She's got a spark. And this is the intuitive in me going, I recognize that spark. And that's why they came at her so hard, so quickly. Did you notice?
Right.
That's the measure of the power of that being. And again, take the ego out of this. Okay? Because that's the only thing that's going to stop you moving forward. You already are the star of your movie. I just recognized Hannah as a fractal version of what I've already been through, and I can take her from where she is to where we are, in about 2-hour conversation, where she's going to have these monkeys running from her. There will be no need for vengeance. Because remember this, I love these idiots that say, well, you sue them. You brought it on yourself. If you used a legal name in ignorance, yes, you used it in ignorance, absolutely. Oh, woe is you. Cry a river, feel better about it. Oh, yeah, I feel bad. I was there. But get over it. And understand that everything that you have been a part of in this dance called life, you were an equal sharing partner. And we are here to play the game of, will you get it? Will you wake up? Will you actually see the game? We're here to figure the game out. And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Kate. You know, they're coming on heavy so that she can move in the right direction, and hopefully, and let's say that she's going to be doing that.
Oh, she is. I'm actually texting back and forth with her on Facebook. I'm hoping to get a hold of her right after the show here, and I'm going to have a little chat with her, and we're going to get things sorted out, and we're going to power that lady up, and all the people around her are going to see her, and as a net result of that fractal, they're going to wake up to the legal name fraud too. This is going exponential. This is the War of the Roses. Did you figure that one out? Again, I look for my yellow brick road everywhere. Oh, look at that. Ha. And rose. Yeah, I know exactly what that path is. War of the Roses, baby. Which rose are you wearing? Past tense? War? As in to have worn something? Everything for me is fractal. Now, I'll do a little shout-out here, because I haven't yet. But got to do the radio. I actually got to look like a radio type every so often. So here's my opportunity to be that radio type. Great big thank you to every one of you listening in right now. Thank you so much. The fact that you're here means that you're the shit, baby. You got goods and you got it going on. If you don't know who you are, you're well on your way. That's what this table's about. This is how we do it together. This is how I figure out who I am. This is how you figure out who you are. This table, as we have here every Tuesday during the day and every single night, 7 nights a week, somewhere where I can come as well as you, equally. Have at least one point of sand in my universe. That's why I do this. Big thank you to Paul Giovanni and the crew at Critical Mass Radio. Can't say thank
Their
enough.
walls are falling. The momentum is now with us. It's our time now. At the most pivotal point in history is Critical Mass Radio, 24/7 Truth Radio. Help us to help you. Please go to www.criticalmassradio.co.uk and subscribe £1, £2 or £3 a month. The critical mass has been reached. We must come together. We must stand together. For ourselves, for each other, for our future generations. criticalmassradio.co.uk. Now, it's our turn.
Yeah, indeedly do. It is our turn. You know, so I'm still waiting to hear from Paul, by the way. Actually, I'm going to text him right now to see if we're going right to the 3 p.m. or if I have to roll out for Ben's show. I could probably tag Ben as well. But anyway, jump in here, guys. Oh, yeah, your mic's really low. Gotta love the mic rumble. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're really quiet, hon. Yeah, your microphone isn't working, or you're like a mile away from it. It sounds like you're in a tin can that's 30 feet deep.
Okay, I tried to fix it then. Sorry for that.
That's a little better.
Is it better now?
A little bit, yeah. Just talk loud and clear. That's all. Okay.
Oh, I think I had a bad connection in my mic. So sorry for that. Oh, I totally forgot what I wanted to say. I'm so sorry. But I'm at the Admiral table, and I'm so happy for that. I love you. I love you all. Oh, I got the chills now. It's so great to be here. I simply love you guys. And I see it clearly now. No name, no game. That's it.
Crystal clear when you see it, isn't it? It's so ridiculously simple. It is mind-numbingly crazy beautiful. Oh, it can't be that simple. It's too good to be true, Kate. Yeah, that's why you're not going to believe it until you know it. And then when you do, you're going, yeah, oh my, did I get duped? And it's all fun. Stay the course. So, yeah, I get chills every show when people talk and share their stories. And that's what we've been doing lately. I mean, I've lost count of the number of people that have been coming in and their moments of throwing the system to the back to themselves, back to the dogs, with a smile. No vengeance. Yeah. No touchy. Sorry, I don't have any. I don't live on a two-dimensional flat Earth called a piece of paper from the paper sea or the papacy.
No, neither do I.
When you get it, you get it. It's that simple.
It is simple. I hope Hannah gets it.
Oh.
Am I
missed that. Yeah, I know you're there. I just I didn't catch the thing you said.
Oh, I sure hope Hannah gets it soon.
Oh yeah, like I said, she just rolled back here. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I'm at a friend's birthday party at the moment. Shall we Skype later? I said, sure, let me know what suits you. And she responded. So I will talk with her today. I guess I should probably text her. I'm not sure if she knows I'm transgender. The voice might throw her off a little bit. But that's okay. The picture and voice don't match, but that's all right. The heart sure as hell does.
Oh, I don't know what I want to say before. I had totally forgot it. Oh, but it was very funny to be at the Bilderberg with that sign, Kate, because I saw them come out of the side entrance from the hotel, and I immediately ran down to the end of the cage, you know, the free speech zone we are standing in. It was a cage.
Was that your photograph, the one you took of the Babylon Has Fallen at the Bilderberg?
Yeah, that's
I loved it. Thank you. That was beautiful, and the faces were awesome.
Thank you so much. I saw them, and I saw they saw the sign. So when I saw the video from We Will Change, I got a bliss. I don't know. I just ran around the room and was singing and dancing and. Because I immediately know that they have seen the sign, and they were pointing in all directions, you know. So
no, it's perfect. The faces were priceless on those photographs, hon. Thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about, and it's so simple to get that reaction. Now, I'll ask you, did you get the feeling that perhaps they kind of knew what you were doing and knew what the Babylon Is Fallen sign is about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you they know, because there isn't a politician, a government official, a police station, a courthouse on this planet that doesn't know the name Kate of Gaia.
Oh,
that was my goal. I don't care to know you. It only matters that you know me, Magnetic Electric.
Yeah.
That's how I play the game. And you know the difference, guys? I play fair. Well, I'll tell you this. Passion kills stupid. I'm done with stupid. Stupid is as stupid does, but I'll tell you this right now. You're adults. You know better.
Yeah.
So we're here to help the children.
Exactly.
I get left speechless even trying to talk about the importance of the responsibility that you must take upon yourself. And it's not a big deal. It's called a mirror. Be willing to look at yourself honestly, because you're the only one that can fix yourself, and you're also the only one that can deceive yourself. And the joy of trying to deceive yourself is you feel it in your own heart. The heart can never be deceived. Never. That's all I listen to. I follow my heart. Pure intuition.
Me too. It's the best thing to do, I think, to follow your own heart. Yeah.
Well, if you want the keys to the kingdom, that's the only thing you can do. Now, I just want to mention that Ben will be coming on. We've got about 5 minutes left here. Go ahead, hon.
I want to pass this over now because I get a little bit nervous now.
Well, I'm just glad you made it to the table, hon, because I know this makes it a bit easier for those in Europe, being that the time isn't starting at midnight or 1 a.m. for the nightly table talks. So this is one of the things that I am grateful for. I might even talk to Paul about potentially doing another 2 daytime slots along with the 7 nights a week to keep the pressure up and to make sure that this is accessible to everyone. So just when you think I'm doing enough, I never think that I'm doing enough. So guys, let's get this thing rolling. So listen, we got, like I said, about 4 minutes here. For those, don't forget, we are back on in a little over 4 hours at the other table, which is criticalmassradio.co.uk, the sister platform. There are 2 platforms at Critical Mass Radio. This is the main one, and we operate the nightly table as a sister platform. For those that want to get updates, I would say send a Facebook request. I'm doing my best. I've got another 30 or 40 since yesterday that I added 40 yesterday. I'm back to full again, so I have to go back through my contacts to make room for all the new ones showing up, because I know the ones that are showing up now are the ones that are awake, and based on some of the profiles that I was checking out, there's still a lot of people caught up in the literal fear porn, talking about things like 9/11 and Sandy Hook and all the rest of it. For those, here's your last shout out, guys. If you don't get it now, I'm sorry, but I'm going to make room for those that do, because we have no time at this point to waste, and I will not allow a child to get harmed. And anyone that's, and I'm going to say this right now, anyone that's directly in contact with Hannah Rose and is feeding her legal information, you are now an enemy of my state of being. So stop. Suggestion is simple. kateofgaia.wordpress.com. Read the essays, all of them. Wake up. You will get it, and you will understand the harm that you are doing by keeping people thinking in the legal or lawful law. I don't care what it is you think. But that's the one thing that is keeping humanity as a slave, and all you're doing is aiding and abetting your own fraud and bearing false witness against your neighbor. Not on my watch, bitch. My hammer's bigger than yours, I promise you. We do this together. Grow up, wake up. That's how it works. So any last thoughts from anybody? It'd be greatly appreciated. Don't forget, 4 hours from now, we're back on again, and hopefully I might be able to get Hannah. I know she's in the UK. That's midnight. Hopefully get her on. So any last thoughts, guys?
Love the passion, Kate. Thanks.
Love you, Kate.
Love you too. You're worth it.
Love you, Kate.
See you tonight.
Oh, someone's getting a skull. I love it. I love it. That's why I set my Skype to Do Not Disturb. You don't get bleeps and blips and calls and everything else, the sound of it anyway. And again, if you see Do Not Disturb, leave it there, not because I do not wish to be disturbed. It's because I do not like the constant sounds of blips every 3 or 4 seconds. Yes, my Skype is that busy. And I managed to keep up, huh? What are the odds of that? Apparently pretty good, 100%. But, yeah, I just got my heads up warning here that Ben's coming on, so please stay tuned for some tunes and some fun talk with Ben Emlyn Jones here on criticalmassradio.co.uk. Always a time with Ben. And with that, I will simply say thank you for the purpose of being the ranty bitch that I am, to make sure that we all get home. That's all I care about. It's the only thing I'm focused on. We do this together. Or not at all. Choose. It's that simple. Thanks again for tuning in to criticalmassradio.co.uk here on Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia. Don't forget, 4 hours now, coming at you live again. Be hard to be dead doing a show, wouldn't it? Unless I had a legal name, I would be dead. Interesting. Much love. Take care.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
See? Silence gets your attention, too. And that's the only thing you need to learn. That's our problem, is we've gotten so busy with complicated, well, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and all the rest of the shit that goes on. You haven't had 2 seconds to actually sit back and contemplate anything, because the left brain monkey chatter is going crazy. Just to give you an example of the fear getting ramped up and the power of what we're talking about. All right, here we go. You ready for this, boys and girls? I thought this was hilarious. Warning to all my friends, RE, New Jersey, new state police initiative. New Jersey State Police Initiative as confirmation by my father, whom is retired from the New Jersey State Police. I'm glad to know that you are a child of a pirate. That's very interesting. Yeah, well, maybe that retired from the New Jersey State Police might want to get to kateofgaia.wordpress.com and maybe start doing something to undo the damage that he was part of for so many years. Because if he's retired, he's still milking the fucking system. He's still bleeding souls from someone. Okay? Just a little heads up. So let whoever this is, let them know. Starting July 28th, New Jersey will launch a 30-day speeding ticket frenzy. Well, that's what sharks do. They go on feeding frenzies. Right. The state estimates that $9 million will be generated. Well, yeah. In speeding tickets, $1 million will go to pay state troopers overtime. Wow, a whole $1 million for 30 days of overtime. Wow. You'd almost think you'd have to have a college degree or something to get kind of an income like that. No, you just need to be a jarhead that follows orders blindly and like to harm people. That's all you really need. There will be 50 state troopers on duty at all times. Do the math. 50 state troopers on duty at all times, patrolling the 9 main intersections and highways as follows. Well, you know how the easy way to shut this down is just don't drive. If everybody just left their cars in the driveway. You want to see a system panic? You guys are doing it to yourselves. Let's go play with the whore of Babylon commerce and make all sorts of money that is just preying and vampiring on your fellow humanity. There's a good idea. 5 miles per hour above the limit can justify a ticket. They don't need anything to justify a ticket for these guys. I've been doing the speed limit and got railroaded, but that's because I was being tailed anyway. Welcome to your test, Hannah. Been there, done that. Anyway, and every state trooper is supposed to pull a car over and write a ticket every 10 to 20 minutes. What does that tell you? Oh, there's law and order. Listen to the experience of those that have had that job for a while. So that you don't end up, say the job has very dangerous elements to it where you might get wiped out. Pay attention. Those of us that have been working this, quote, job, spiritual freedom, for a while, have uncovered a couple of things ahead of you that might be of vital interest to you if you are concerned about your reality and your safety. When you get here, safety is not a concern any longer because it's an entirely different game. You know, Mama, Papa, Universe has your back, and no harm will come to you. But while you're in belligerent fight mode, no, you're on your own. That's where I just call you Lucifer. Okay, here we go. Let me just go down here. I want to share some of this stuff. And Jacqueline, great post. I'm actually going to ridicule the warning to all my friends comments, and in a very nice way. Because I want to show you how desperate and afraid the system is, and how quickly it is collapsing around you, right? Because the only thing these guys have got is fear. It's the only thing they have. You lose the fear, they're toast. They're absolutely toast. I'm just going down here. There was a video that Hannah had posted, and I didn't get through all of it, Hannah. I've heard the story too many times. You know, strip search and all the rest of it. Been there, done that. So I don't get into the literals. And that's why I want to have a chat with you, hon, and get you sorted out so that you can start retraining these monkeys and have some fun. And be left alone. Because all the paperwork that you sent in, that some free man on the land or sovereign guru fucking moron has talked you into doing, is exactly what you should not have done. But it's part of the journey, the contrast. You didn't make a mistake. I did the same thing. Anyone that's been in this game at any level has done something like this. Okay? Because I've had enough of the system. I'm taking full responsibility for myself. And just when you think that, supposedly, the people of your society, the mayors, the cops, and the ministers, and all the rest of these, police and everybody that are supposed to be the ones that you look up to are actually fucking parasites that are feeding on you. It's a bit of a culture shock for most people. Oh, I can't believe that. That's your problem. You better. Don't believe it. Know it. It's that simple. What you have is a world monopoly on soul stripping through the carrot called money, commerce. But where was it? This one's in from Dan Bailey. I'm going to call you out, Dan, just to show you how fucking childish this is, how easy it is to get past. Absolute scum. I hope you get justice for how these power-crazed fools have treated you, Hannah Rose. If everyone would take a stand and unite against this corrupt, unjust system, the world would be a better place for all. I hope you get everything sorted. Much love. The stand's easy, but I'll put $5 on. You won't fucking do it. You gotta lose the name. But, Kate, I'm gonna write a song called But, Kate. I think that'll be a hit. I get tired of hearing the buts. I can feel them every time they come in. Okay. If everyone would take a stand. Okay, well, that includes you, Dan. That includes Dave, Snippa. These wankers make me sick and angry, Hannah. That's the intent, guys, to keep you emotionally reacting out the same scenes over and over. All right? Anyway. Where was I going? Any other posts in here? Lisa Nelson, I'll tell you what's sad. This is horribly sad that they didn't have the decency to read your paperwork. They don't have to. If you're a legal name, you're a fucking slave. Since when does a master that you have consented to have via the legal name need decency to whip a slave? Get that through your head. You have just as much right to speak than them. Not if you're a slave with a dead legal name. This is a spiritual game, boys and girls. Everyone's still stuck in the physical here. I know this is a whole new group of people coming in. But I'm going to give it to you high, hard, cold, and fucking fast. Because I care that much. And the only challenge I offer anyone out there is go to my website, cateofgaia.wordpress.com, go to the writings page, read everything, and rebut it. Prove it wrong. I'd like to see you try. That was my life experience. No right to yell, shut up to you. Yeah, slave, shut the fuck up. If you consent to be the legal name, you consent to be the legal slave, you have no rights. You give them all up. I'd read this whole thing out, hon, but I don't want to be wasting my time with a bunch of emotional fucking drama. I mean, I'm coming at you right now with a fluffy drama scene that might trigger your ego. And I can do this from a state of complete neutrality. But I know how to trigger egos. I know how to get your goats. And if I can get your goat, I got your attention.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you are on this wonderful little orb where it is noon right now somewhere. Time does not exist. Welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, here on criticalmassradio.co.uk. Quick request out of the gate, just to let people know, this is a different call-in number. The number that you can call in is 347-326-9530. Again, that is 347-326-9530. And for those wishing to call in via Skype, the BTR listener number is 024. So just put BTR listener 024 in your Skype contact search. Hit search, and when it comes up, right-click it, hit call. That'll bring you right to the board. And once on the board, you can hit 1 to let me know on your keypad or the Skype dial pad to let me know that you want in the fray to have some fun here. The first thing I'm going to ask is for anyone that is actually in contact with Hannah Rose that is offering her legal bullshit advice to please stop at the peril of it being a 10,000-fold return against you. I am sick, sore, and tired of the mental psychobabble that I read from these idiots that think they know something about the law. It is pure fiction. It is pure illusion. Let that sink in for a second. It is mind-numbing to read some of the drivel that we are so far along, still listening to the free man on the land psycho-fucking maniacs, the sovereign citizen idiots that talk about common law and you must say this and you must say that. And I've been there. This is my polite request for you to shut the fuck up. You're getting people hurt. It's also my wish that, Hannah, give me a call. You are where I was 4 years ago. Unless you enjoy the test, and that's why I wanted to talk to you, because my intuitive is never wrong, and I had a gut feeling that you were going to be a little stinker in the system. And lo and behold, you see, here's what happens when you file things like notice of understanding and claim of right. What you're saying is, here I am, I'm on the spiritual radar, come and test me. If you're not ready for that test, well, you'll get tested. And you'll go through all sorts of traumatic experiences, you know, like having your family ripped apart, your home stolen, thrown in solitary and shit. Oh, that was me. Okay? Been there, done that. And if you want to play that game, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing and watch your life get shredded until you finally decide to go, wait a minute, maybe Kate's onto something here. Maybe there's something to how, you know, Kate made a judge bow and maybe how Kate ran 3 OPP officers off all by herself, live on the air. And the game is so fucking easy. I'm going to read a couple of comments, and I'm going to show you just how psychotic some of these people. I deleted one because the information was just legal psychobabble. You know, I'll leave nasty posts up before I leave that shit up. You know, you can throw fear porn. That's the worst kind of fear porn. Thinking that there's remedy in the system and that there's a certain way to handle. There's only one way to handle these fucking goons. Okay? They're trained guys. They're trained automatonic robots. They have but one mission, and one mission only. And then they can do whatever the hell they want. All they need is your admission slip. And that admission slip is the consenting to be a legal name that does not, has never, and will never belong to you. It was shanghaied. I'm not going to get into the difference of what your real name is versus the fictitious, dead, whore of Babylon, mark of the beast, commerce, legal name that you think is yours because you have a piece of paper. Are you a piece of paper? Are you two-dimensional, or are you a little bigger than that? Can you actually think outside that box? Whoever told Hannah Rose about affidavit of truth is a rhetorical moron. An affidavit is truth, dipshits. But it's a lot more than that. Everything you write, you are confessing to be a fraudulent slave. Until you know who you are. Now, if you want to keep playing the slave game, please knock yourselves out. I'm just going to say told you so every time something happens. Told you. Told you, told you, told you, told you. Been there, done that, blew up the mine, okay? Imagine you're going for a job. And it's one you've always wanted. And you go in there and your first day on the job. And you've got some people that have been there, 3, 4, 5 or longer, years longer. Are you going to come in and start telling them about how the job goes? Or are you going to observe and listen and be silent and actually listen